Words are recorded thusly. Then they came to Jericho. And as he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the side of the road begging. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and said, "Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me." And he charged him that he should hold his peace, but he cried the more a great deal, "Thou son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. They called the blind man, saying unto him, "Be of good cheer, rise, he calleth thee." He, casting away his garment, rose and came to Jesus. Jesus answered and said, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man said unto him, "Lord, that I might receive my sight." Jesus said to him, "Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole." And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus in the way. Amen. That's enough right there. Amen. Immediately he received his sight. Praise God. I just want to preach for a few moments on this thought. Man that stopped Jesus. Amen. Don't y'all want to stop Jesus every now and then? Man that stopped Jesus. Help me, God. We're entering into this political campaign season once again. Seems like we were just there, doesn't it? There are over 18 notable elected officials that have entered their name as Democrats on this presidential race. Our nation will prepare itself once again for individuals to hit that political trail in hopes of being the next president of the United States of America. Y'all know they're going to be making speeches and making promises that they probably can't keep. They're going to give town hall meetings and they're going to give all these promises and speeches to the public. I thought about that this week because part of me said that a piece of them is trying to replicate some of that same hype that was generated by our 44th president, President Barack Obama. Y'all remember when he did his campaign trail? He showed up on the scene. It was like the Beatles in the 60s. People were running, trying to get close. They wanted a glimpse of him. They wanted a touch from this first African-American president of our nation. And I remember vividly because my mother was one of those women acting like a small child. She told me a story about when his campaign trail intersected with Detroit, Michigan. She found out about the location, got there early, waited in line for hours, and stood at a distance just to get a glimpse of him. And as the speech kind of came to its close, she made her way to the gate in hopes of seeing him closer as he moved away from the political campaign trail. And she reached out her hand. She said as he was walking by, he brushed or grabbed her hand. And this grown 70-plus sounded like a young child who had been touched by an angel. Saying things like she was never going to wash her hands. Believe she got a little crush on him and didn't want to let the world know. When I asked her how she felt, however, she said, "I'm just glad that he stopped for a moment and acknowledged us who were in the crowd." And it's good to have a president, isn't it? Stop to shake your hand and acknowledge you when you're in the crowd. I mean, it's exciting when we have celebrities stop by and give us a souvenir as a reminder that we've been in their presence. It's alluring, isn't it, when athletes come by and give you their signature, as if you can be reminded that you were in their presence. But all those instances are memorable, but in a higher and a holier and heavier sense. You ought to want the presence of God, not just to stop by for a moment, but to remain in your presence all the days of your life. Walk with me around the text for a minute, because Jesus is on this journey in Jerusalem, on his way traveling towards the cross. Do realize that all roads led to Calvary. He's not participating in a presidential election or a political campaign. He's on the road to his death.
Right.
The book of Mark, he's already announced for the third time what was going to happen to him. He tells them that the Son of Man did not come to be served, but he came to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. And what better act of service can you think of than somebody that would give their life for ones that did not deserve it? It's on his way to Jerusalem that he stops by this small town called Jericho. There are remnants, y'all know Jericho, that Old Testament Jericho, a little bit different from the New Testament Jericho. The Old Testament Jericho, where Joshua marched around those walls 7 times and commanded the people to shout, and the walls came tumbling down. That's Old Testament Jericho, and it was destroyed by the time we read it in the book of Mark. But in the book of Mark, they mention another place called Jericho. King Herod had built this Jericho about a mile difference between where the old Jericho lied. This new Jericho, that's why Jesus, you read it, could leave one Jericho and be entering another Jericho at the same time. He left this old place of Jericho and was entering the New Testament Jericho. While he's traveling on this way, he's got his 12 disciples right by his side. Not only does he have his disciples with him, but he has his crowd with him. This fame of Jesus began to spread, and the people followed him along the way. He's walking past all the synagogues, and the Jewish spectators, they're reaching out their hands to him, just wanting to touch him for a moment.
All right.
He's walking on this dusty path with this mind fixed on Jerusalem, letting him know that he's getting ready to get closer and closer to his death. Throngs of people are pressing on him in the crowd. The text highlights one individual man. This man is not amongst the crowd, nor is he clamoring to shake the hands of Christ. Who is this man? This man, we find, Mark describes him as a blind man. Doesn't state if he was blind from birth, if he had his sight and lost it. Doesn't say if he was born that way. All we know is that this man, he was blind. I want to suggest to you that this brother had a tough life. He had a rough life because he was incapable of comprehending the objects around him. He was unable to see. Text says not only was he blind, he was also a beggar. He was extremely poor, an outcast of society. No public assistance was available for this man. He was on the streets begging. Outside man, blind, begging. But Mark takes the time to write down a specific detail that you ought to underline. It says that he's sitting by the side of the road.
All right.
Watch it, he was distant, off the path, not on the path, but off it, on the side of the road. Then Mark even goes a little bit deeper, tells us what this man's name is, calls him by the name of Bartimaeus. Blind, begging Bartimaeus. And I want to suggest that may not even have been his name. they gave to him. Because Bartimaeus literally meant the son of Timaeus. Anytime you see Bar in front of a name, that means son of. Example, when we see Simon Bar Jonah, his name was Simon, but he was the son of John. But here, this man is not even identifiable by his own name. Just the moniker that he's the son of Timaeus. It's only identified by connection with his father. Stay with me. Blind, begging Bartimaeus, sitting by the side of the road. He could feel the footsteps of people hurriedly moving across the ground. He could feel the vibrations with every step that people made on the ground. And as they walked on these dusty roads, the clouds of dust started springing up so he could taste the dust in his mouth. Particles landed on his lips and his tongue. Not only could he feel the vibrations, not only could he taste the clouds of dust, but he could hear the sounds of the excitement of the people around them. The joy that emanated from their mouths in the streets. When you read it in Luke's account, Luke said Bartimaeus turned to the crowd and said, "What's all this commotion about? What's all this sound that I'm hearing in the streets?" They turned to Bartimaeus, who was blind, sitting on the side of the road begging, and they said, "It's Jesus the Nazarene who's on the scene."
All right.
This blind, begging Bartimaeus on the side of the road did one thing, church. He cried out to Jesus. Watch the words that he said. He says, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." We can go home right there. He cried, y'all. He shouted those words out. These were different words than everyone else that was in the crowd. Because while they were saying Jesus, Bartimaeus cries out, "Son of David, Son of David, have mercy on me." That Son of David statement is a messianic overtone. In other words, this blind, begging beggar on the side of the road, a man with no name, called this man Jesus, the Son of David. Watch it. The son of Timaeus called Jesus the Son of David. In other words, the blind man declared Jesus had connections to the kingly line of David.
All right.
Romans chapter 1 verse 3 says Jesus was born the seed of David according to the flesh, but declared the Son of God with power according to the Spirit of holiness. In other words, Jesus was the Son of God when he came to earth, but he was born through the kingly line of David. In other words, he had all of the power to be the righteous king of this earth. You ought to be scratching your head right now, because you ought to be saying, how could this man who has never seen Jesus know to call Jesus the Son of David? I'm glad you asked me. That's why I like preaching to Antioch, because y'all ask all the right questions. You know that if your abilities are lessened, something else in you is strengthened. In other words, if you without a leg, your upper body tends to be a little bit stronger. If you can't hear, then your sight oftentimes is a little bit greater. But in this case, his sight was gone, but his hearing was powerful. He couldn't see, but nothing, church, was wrong with his hearing. So when they told him it was Jesus, I'm sure that he had remembered what he already heard about Jesus.
All right.
He already heard about Jesus and the 10 leprous men, about how they came to him and Jesus told them, y'all go back to the priest and show him how you've been healed. And one of those leprous men out of 10 returned to Jesus just to thank him. And that one was a Samaritan. He heard about those things. He heard about when Jesus took 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and fed was relying upon what he heard. He called him Jesus, son of David. Bartimaeus. He said, you are the son of Timaeus. But Jesus, you are the son of David. He said these words, have mercy on me. That's a good prayer, church.
Yes.
4 words. Have mercy on me. You don't have to have no long prayer. You don't have to know Genesis to Revelation. All you can do sometimes is cry out, Lord, have mercy on me. Not a long prayer, one of the deep theological prayer, but all he said was, have mercy on me. Now he's out in this crowd, because the crowd comes up, and the individuals that can see themselves turn to this blind beggar on the side of the road, and they tell him, shut up all that noise. They say, Bartimaeus, you shouting too loud.
Go ahead.
Bartimaeus,
Go ahead.
you making too much commotion in this place. Bartimaeus, it don't take all that. Bartimaeus, you causing too much of a distraction. So they turn to Bartimaeus in a stern manner. And what the Greek suggests is they turn to him and say, shut up all that noise. Maybe Bartimaeus got on their nerves, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to silence Bartimaeus a little bit further, because they were fine when he sitting on the side of the road.
All right now.
They fine when he was not included in the crowd. They're fine when he's distant on the periphery, when his voice was not relevant for them. Maybe they were fine then, but the moment he invaded their space and personally cried out, that's when they had a problem. Maybe some of them disagreed with the title of Son of David, I don't know. But whatever it was, they said, Bartimaeus, stop all that noise. Now, Brother King, that bothered me when I read it, because these were people that were in the crowd and could see. They could see Jesus, and they could see Bartimaeus. They could see that Jesus was walking. They could see Bartimaeus was sitting. They could see Jesus could say words and see, but they could also see Bartimaeus on the side of the road crying out and could not see. See Bartimaeus on the side of the road. These were people that apparently weren't in as tough of a predicament as Bartimaeus was in. In fact, they could see Jesus. They could see Bartimaeus. They could see he needed some help. They didn't need the kind of help that Bartimaeus needed. So they were telling Bartimaeus, you need to close up all of that noise. All he was asking God for was mercy. All he was asking God for was compassion. All he was asking God for was kindness. He didn't ask God to give him $1 million. He didn't ask God to pay all his bills. All he said was, God, in essence, I'm going through a tough time right now. And Lord, have mercy on me. Come here, church. Don't you ever try to make someone close their mouth towards God, especially if you haven't been where they were. Especially if you haven't walked where they walked. You don't know what they might be going through. You don't know what they might be experiencing. And so every now and then when we gather together in assemblies like this, you might see someone that opens up their mouth and declares, Lord, have mercy on me. And I can see somebody in their face saying, it don't take all that. It may not take all that for you, but for them, they might need some mercy. So we don't shut down individuals as they cry out unto God. Y'all do realize that desperation will make you cry out. See, the reason I believe some of us never cry out is because we ain't been desperate enough. Jesus could have stopped for anyone. He could have stopped for anybody that was out there. But he stopped for Bartimaeus. I believe, because what Psalm 145 verse 8 says, the Lord is gracious.
Yes, sir.
He's full of compassion.
Yes.
Slow to anger, and great of mercy. So Jesus spoke and commanded, look what he did, turns and he hears Bartimaeus' cry, he stops, and he says, call him to me. Y'all missed it. Bartimaeus is on the side of the road, blind, begging and sitting. Jesus is moving, hears his voice, and calls that man who's on the periphery. Calls that man who's on the outside. Calls that man who's not included in the crowd. Calls that man who can't see as well as everybody else. Calls that man who doesn't have a name for himself. Calls that man who's in the doldrums of society. And he says, that's the man that I will tell. Call that man over here. You do realize that Jesus is still calling people to him. That's what you call discipleship. That's what it really was. It was a call to discipleship. The German theologian by the name of Dietrich Bonhoeffer says that when God calls a man, he does not call him to live, but he calls him to die. When God calls a man, this is what Jesus said we have to do. Deny ourselves. Take up our cross and follow after him. Jesus called Bartimaeus, this blind man on the side of the road, on his no-name man, on the periphery. But Jesus said, that's the man that I want. That's the man that I want to use. And watch it, because the same ones that were telling Bartimaeus to shut up all that noise, now they got to take this man to Jesus. Ain't it awesome how God will make those enemies your own footstool? Ain't it awesome how God will make the ones that try and shut you down be the same ones that have to lift you up? Ain't it awesome how God uses anybody and everybody he wants to use? They were trying to discourage him before, but now they switch to encouragement. They say in verse 49, be of good cheer. This blind, I'm going to hit it till y'all get it, blind, begging Bartimaeus on the side of the road jumped up, and came to Jesus. Watch what that man did. First, this disciple was called. But then that disciple, he came. That's what Jesus expects for you to do. If you call yourself a disciple or a learner of God, he has called Christ. Watch it. He leaves no longer blind. He got a call from Jesus. He came to Jesus. But now he was no longer only the son of Timaeus. Now he was a child of the Most High God.
Right.
Don't miss it, because at the end of the verse, it says immediately his faith made him whole.
Yeah.
You realize that without faith, it is impossible to please God. The faith that he had was not the cause of him getting healed. The faith that he had was the means or the bridge that got him over. Y'all do know what healed him, don't you? It's the grace of God. And that's the only thing that works in our life. You're not where you are because you're so smart and intelligent. It ain't the faith that, no, it is the grace of God. Faith is the bridge that gets us over. Watch it. Now, this man has changed his name. We don't see him as Bartimaeus anymore. Blind, begging on the side of the road. Now this disciple, this learner, or this student, look what he did. He's following him no longer on the side of the road. But the text says that he's following Jesus on the road. Brothers and sisters, that's all I have to tell you is, if you call yourself a disciple, you need to get up off the side of the road and find yourself planted on the road, in the road with Jesus. Yes, there might be some hardships along the way, but get on the road with Jesus. You might have some bumps and bruises along the way, but get on the road with Jesus. You might have friends turn away from you, but get on the road with Jesus. You might not feel comfortable every now and then, but I'd rather be on the road with Jesus than on the side with the devil. I'd rather be on the road with Jesus, where I can serve my Savior and celebrate sin for a season. I'd rather be on the road with Jesus. That's why the folks used to say, lead me and guide me along the way. He said, Lord, if you lead me, I shall not stray. Then he said, Lord, let me walk in faith with thee. Is there anybody here that wants to get on the road with Jesus? You've been sitting down too long. You've been on the side too long. And he's called us to be disciples of the Most High. A disciple is a learner of Jesus. A disciple is somebody who walks with Jesus. A disciple is somebody who says, I don't have it all together. I did all the right things, but I want to make a new start. I want my life to change. I want my life to be better. Yeah, you know me as blind Bartimaeus, but you thought this story was only about him. Go ahead and put your name in the text. Once we were blind, once we were lost, but thank God I ain't blind no more. I can see Jesus. I can walk with Jesus. I can talk with Jesus. And I'm so glad he stopped me and pulled me off the side of the road. Church, hear me. If you are a disciple of Jesus, you must be a learner of Jesus. If you are a disciple of Jesus, you are not called to sit on the side of the road. Especially when Jesus has done something for you. Especially when he's made ways for you that you know you could not have made for yourself. It's all by his grace. Hey, we are still here. You might not feel like you're a disciple this morning. Hear me. Jesus is letting us know plainly in this text, you don't have to be perfect to be my disciple. You might be on the outside looking in, but guess what? You can still be my disciple. You might not have a name in the lights, but you can still be my disciple. You might not be known by the rest of the crowd. Folks might be telling you to close your mouth. All you gotta do is say, Lord, have mercy on good old me. That you can be my disciple. Come off the side of the road and get in the road.